Every anime character in the 1990s has a mom cut. That's a mom cut. Mom cut. This bitch wants to see your fucking manager. Queen of mom cuts. Another mom cut. This mom's into CrossFit if you didn't know. She's also vegan. This mom does yoga. She lives in Berkeley with her partner. She's fucking annoying.
Hello, and welcome to Star Time. How are you all this evening? As you can see, we've changed our location. We are now in an O'Neill sphere.
I feel like I should be on the other side because I don't really sit on that side. I'm not gonna move.
Switch sides?
No, I'm lazy.
Okay. How are you doing today? What's your drink?
Margarita.
Is it a space themed?
Yes, because it's fucking out of this world.
Excellent.
And that was a dad joke. Do you know how I know a new joke is a dad joke?
How?
It's a parent.
Well, anyway, thank you for joining today. We have a wonderful guest who will join with us. We'll join them shortly here in our O'Neill cylinder, built by Jeff Bezos. Are you enjoying You're really enjoying that drink.
I mean, I'm very talented. I'm a good bartender.
Do you want to get drunk in space?
No.
No? What about a suborbital flight?
Yeah.
What about on a space elevator?
That sounds like you're gambling there. I would prefer to be stoned on a space elevator.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah, I would do that. I don't think alcohol really mixes in space.
I have a hard time
Literally.
looking up or down from great heights.
I know.
So I have always thought about the space elevator in terms of sheer terror.
Yeah, no, I know. You
Yeah.
can't really do ladders good, so.
No. I can't. I get sick on the stepladder if I have to use a large telescope, which means that I was never able to really be a test pilot like I always wanted to be for the 5 minutes after I watched Top Gun as an 8-year-old.
Was it because of that volleyball scene that inspired you?
Very much so.
Yeah, it inspired me too.
I mean, I'd love to be ripped like Val.
Yeah.
So, speaking of ripped, you want to rip into the headlines with some space news?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. So, space news. What do we got? What's happening in space? Did you know that they're prepping to launch for the new Mars rover?
Are they?
Yeah, see that thing right there?
That's what that is.
That's the top of the rocket and the fairing.
So just the tip, got it?
It's just the tip. And they put the rover into just the tip. Mm-hmm. And then as the rocket launches, and it gets on its way to Mars, it's going to take about 5-6 months. The tip opens up and releases a present.
A present.
A present for Mars. A little robot that's going to run around and dig some soil and collect the soil and await a second robot or person to come collect its samples.
That's utterly fascinating.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's supposed to be on July 30th, but it's been delayed a few times. We'll see what happens. But it's the Perseverance rover. So yeah, more on that. Then the 30th, I guess. What else we got here? Ooh, they found... some cosmologists found something called the South Pole Wall, of 1.4 billion light years across.
Really?
They used some advanced imaging techniques. They took a bunch of the new data from some of these all-sky surveys. They figured out a way to look around the stars in the center of the Milky Way, basically.
Okay.
And then lo and behold, behind those stars was a whole bunch of galaxies beyond, adding to the map of our greater universe.
Wow.
Kind of trippy. I like the picture.
It looks great.
You want to live there?
Absolutely not.
It might be cool.
No.
They might have healthcare.
No, they don't.
No.
There's no booze, coffee, or drugs there, so I'm not going.
How do you know that? There could be potentially billions of worlds. That's a galactic cluster beyond our wildest imaginings.
Don't buy it.
Damn. You know, it is funny. There's a second picture with this article that I pulled this from, and it was an infrared survey of that same area, but it did not have this pictured, and it just said, you cannot see the picture of what we're talking about in this picture. It's very funny.
That makes sense.
Did you know that there are orcs in space?
Orcs.
Yes, but how do I say? Those are for odd radio circles, not delightful, brutish friends
I knew there would
that
be
mine
fetch.
gold. But it's some sort of a new object they found with the radio survey.
Mm-hmm.
And they found, it's like they're literally just weird circles that only show up in like really low radio frequencies when they survey the sky.
Mm.
So they don't know what the heck's going on with it. Anyway, that's all. Orcs. Maybe it's aliens constructing some kind of civilization where they just broadcast radio all the time. Perhaps it's just a galaxy that's kind of quiet and distant, and all we can see it in is the radio waves. Why can't we see their centers? Who knows? We'll find out.
I still think it'd be boring to go to space. I wouldn't want to go.
I can't hear. What'd you say?
Oh, it would still be boring to go to space. I don't want to go.
Oh. There's a lot of sleeping involved.
There would be no alcohol.
Did you know why I was up at 4 this morning?
Hemorrhoids.
After I took care of my hemorrhoids, there was another reason I was up.
I woke you up.
You did not.
Nightmares?
I had a nightmare that I was missing the beautiful comet that you can see in the mornings for the next couple of mornings, called Comet Neowise.
Oh, that's good.
Would you like me to wake you up at 4 in the morning to see this comet with binoculars?
I'd like to see you try and see what happens.
Okay, so we'll find out tomorrow, before our big trip. Does that sound nice? But if you would like to risk your life and see a comet, this is in the northeast. It's underneath the star Capella. And actually the brightest thing you're going to see in the sky in the morning is Venus. It's basically to the left of Venus and below. So you need to wait an hour, if not half an hour before dawn to really see it. And you need a unobstructed horizon. So if there's like trees in the way, get out of the way of the trees. Go to the second, third, the highest floor of a house or building you're in. You know, that kind of thing. But it's worth a shot. And if you...
It's to the left of Venus. Below.
And if you want to... and speaking of being up that early, if you hate it, you can wait a couple days because on Sunday evening, this comet keeps moving towards the north and will actually transition to being a nighttime object. And again, you want to have a pretty unobstructed horizon over there, but in the days and weeks as go along, it'll be higher in the night sky and less obnoxious to see. If it doesn't fade out. They tend to. And there's a little map I made of what it'll look like tomorrow. Maybe that was this morning. It's pretty close. That's with my phone. Beautiful. Really putting that degree to work. But here is another thing if you're up early in the morning. This is just a little quick once over. This is what I saw, minus the labels. You can see up to 5 planets the next few days in the early morning if you got real lucky with your view. To the right, kind of more setting in the west, is Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter will be the brighter of the two. Then moving towards the south is going to be nice bright red Mars, a little brighter than Saturn. And then you move over southeast, you're going to see very bright Venus. It'll be brighter than Jupiter, extremely bright. And then right above the horizon, if you're lucky, you might be able to catch Mercury. That's all 5 of the traditional naked eye planets. It's kind of funny if you can grab them all at once. And if you can grab it like right before sunrise, it's really easy to see them because they'll be the only things you can see that aren't... Well, the moon will be up too. So, you know, in case you're like, is that the star or is that a planet? Just wait till the sun's right about to come up and you'll be able to see most of them. Boom. But get up a little early if you want. You know. Just don't wake up people that don't appreciate it. I love you. And there is a launch of more Starlink satellites tomorrow. So, 57 of those little things will be in a train above you. You can use Heavens Above or Go Sat Watch or any number of apps or satellite trackers to see if there's going to be an overflight near you. They're obnoxious. There are now like thousands of satellites overhead, especially around 10, 11 at night.
So it's not aliens.
No. But I'm gonna get people emailing me about the aliens flying overhead,
Yeah.
as this happens every time. I mean, this does look weird.
He loves emails like that, so if you want to send him an email, even if you know it's not, just do it anyway.
I actually do like figuring out if you've seen a UFO of some sort. It's great. So, yeah, send me an email, david.prosper@gmail.com. Subject, I saw an alien, and don't you cover it up. Because I like the ones that are aggressive and accuse me of being a part of NASA's cover-up of the aliens who gave us microwaves and smartphones and stuff.
Half of those emails are from me.
Oh, thanks. Like aliens would inflict smartphones on us. They're not that cruel. Okay. Well, from aliens in outer space to people in outer space. Did you know
No.
that there are people in outer space right now?
Yeah.
Would you like to interview someone from outer space about the future of humanity in space?
Sure.
Let's do it. We're going to introduce a wonderful Lars. So, with that, in 3.
Who is actually very much in space.
He is. Lars is in space.
I am. Hello. Hello.
Hi there.
Mm-mm.
Hey, is this thing on?
I think so.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's doing...
Bouncing right off the surface of the moon to your living room. How's everybody doing? I'm Lars.
Hey! This is
Hey.
Dave, Jasmine.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, what's it like being in space?
Well, I gotta tell you, doesn't smell very good.
No.
No, it doesn't smell very good.
But don't you have like one of those diffusers or something? Help make a nice vanilla
ionizers,
scent? No.
Filters. It doesn't smell very good.
Does it smell kind of like pee?
We don't like. There's kind of an astronaut omerta, if you know what I mean. We
Mmm.
don't talk about it. Everything's fine. Just look at the mask. Everything's fine.
Mmm. Okay. I guess you got some filtration built into your helmet, so that'll certainly help with any smells.
We don't usually wear it. I'm just wearing this because I'm afraid that when they hear me breaking the silence, they're gonna throw me out of the airlock.
What silence are they afraid of you breaking, or can you tell us?
Well, I can, yeah, pretty much, yeah. You know, I'll have a good 15 or 20 minutes of oxygen outside, and then I can, kind of burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. So, to start with, I don't know. You ever look under your kitchen sink, Dave?
Oh yes.
Really look under your kitchen sink?
I mean, like
You're
right.
under there with a toothbrush and clean out around everything.
Well, I've been trying to seal the drain of my shower for the past week, so I'm very familiar with the gunk in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. So, basically, you're living in a little bubble.
yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like the underside of your kitchen sink, except that it's the size of, I don't know, a high school auditorium or whatever. It's not very big.
Okay.
And so, everything that's on the inside is trying as hard as it can to get onto the outside.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. And everything that's living on the inside is what you brought up with you. So it's not what do we call a healthy ecosystem. I don't know. There's a lot of black mold and
Yeah.
stuff and toenail clippings. You know what happens? You bite off a piece of loose skin from your thumb and spit it out, and a week later you find it in your toothpaste, and you're like, "What the fuck? Where did this come from? Whose hair is this?"
Kind of like that Apollo transcript of the 2 astronauts asking each other, or the 3 astronauts asking each other whose turd it is flying past them. Everything you bring in, it's like super camping.
I flushed. I swear I flushed. Did it work? did it not work?
But yeah, you flush the toilet in space. It's gotta stay in the ship, right? Like
Yeah.
most of it,
Yeah.
at least, for the water.
So look, Dave.
Yeah.
These are all technical problems.
Yes.
These are all. This is all stuff that we can solve with technology. We can solve it with better equipment. Look, this is not Mir.
Yeah.
This is not Mir. It was when the Mir went crashing down in 2001 right into the South Pacific or wherever the fuck it went.
Australia, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just like Skylab before it.
Anyway, that was a good thing. That was a good thing.
Hey, folks in the chat are asking if this is
Good
another
riddance
space
to
toilet episode, and the answer is yes, these are all space toilet episodes. It's the #1 problem in space.
It's another reason why I'm not gonna go.
What do you do with all this shit?
You're not gonna go to space because of the toilet problems?
I don't think it would be enjoyable.
Well, what if you rotated the inhabitat, and created some sort of gravity so you could have a normal poop and a normal toilet in space? Would then it be okay?
I guess, but that seems like an elaborate way to just take a shit.
It doesn't seem to work terribly well. Have you ever tried rotating your spaceship, Lars, to get gravity?
My spaceship to get the toilet into a better position?
Yeah, but just for
It
fun.
doesn't make any difference.
No.
It's all shit. It smells terrible.
So
This is not Mir though. These are technical problems,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of money to throw at these problems.
I know you've got
think
Bezos
you
money.
understand. To get my sorry ass up here is $250,000.
Wow.
That's not too bad.
I could do more with that.
Yeah.
This is a science experiment. This is an elaborate science experiment.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Oh yeah. Please,
So you've got the
please.
black mold up there with you. You got pieces of skin in your toothbrush. You got some
It's
toilet
stuck
issues.
in my mouth here too.
So
Yeah,
it smells
absolutely.
bad. What's the good part about being up there?
The good part?
Yeah.
Well, this is an elite crew.
Yeah.
This is we're not this like there's only Lisa Nowak. Everybody gives us a bad rap, but these are solid people.
Yeah.
These are serious scientists. This is a well-trained crew. Look, have you ever tried to do something with a group of volunteers, Dave?
To do what?
No. Yes, actually, quite a bit.
Anything at all, like throw an event, do a
Mhm.
space
Of
launch,
course.
try to get up into the atmosphere so that you can prove that the Earth is flat, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Volunteers.
Mhm.
Oh, R.I.P. that guy on the rocket. He
Really?
died.
I can't
doing what
believe he
loved.
died in a rocket.
He died. Well, he didn't die in the rocket technically. Like he died after it exploded, and then his brain shot out the rocket.
He freed his brain from his body.
Yes.
Whoa.
Hero.
Whoa, that's,
Yeah.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
I
dun,
mean,
dun,
he
dun.
did what he had to do.
True.
I guess.
We're all.
The best thing about being up here is that we're up here and we're not in the United States where our passports are no good anymore.
That's a good point. We're stuck here now. It's an escape from New York situation, but it's the entire country.
Oh, you're basically Canada. Come on.
Oh, I just want to get to Canada. We can canoe to Canada. You could land in Canada if you so wished.
Oh, that's true.
Or are you too far away? Where are you at now? Are you at a Lagrange point? Are you exploring far into the solar system? A wormhole?
I'm half in the bag, Dave. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, if we have a delightful game to play with you.
Sure.
We figure that you may be a little bored, a little lonely up there in space, so we wanted to make something fun for you. You want to play a game we like to call Future Fact or Fallacy.
All right, let's shoot.
All right.
This sounds good.
So we're going to ask you what your opinion is of the following future for humanity scenarios. And you let us know, with your astronaut experience, if this is a fact or fallacy.
Shoot.
All right. You see there, we got Mars. We got some blue shit on it, which is water.
Blue shit on it. Yeah, I love blue
It's
shit.
unlike Elon Musk's Explore Mars bullshit thing, which is just a lunar eclipse mapped onto a shirt with Mars under it. This is an idea of Mars with some oceans that we may have put there with terraforming. Will we terraform Mars?
No.
I'm
Absolutely.
asking Lars.
Oh, sorry,
No,
Lars.
No, we'll just nuke Mars to keep other people from getting to it.
Ooh, what do you think?
right, look, the problem, Dave. I'm sorry to interrupt the game here, but the problem is not the technology. It's not it's not whether or not we can solve problems for a group of 200 people or whatever. How many of us assholes have been up here? The problem is it's not inside. It's inside the skull. It's not inside the helmet. Yeah, you know, we all got a good chuckle about that astronaut like love triangle, right?
Oh yeah.
Nowak.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She's talented. I love her.
So
she's quite talented, but let me tell you something.
I gotta respect a woman who's like willing to do whatever she wants to get what she wants.
Whatever it takes.
She's not even gonna let like taking a shit stop her. She just is like gonna go for it, and I respect that.
It only takes like 2 people like that on a spaceship before you're like, well, fuck it.
You think anybody fucked in space? I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, oof. I mean, the woman who just came down, like, she's been there for a long time, and she's not on the mirror. It's a comfortable situation, if you know what I mean.
Seems complicated because like no gravity. I'm just saying.
Hey, remember when I was telling you about astronaut Omerta?
Yeah.
Hey, Hey, next question.
Yeah,
Next question. I'm gonna crank up your volume just a bit here, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. I think it's a little better. All right.
All
Thank you, folks. All right, so let's see here. What about altering our bodies for space travel? If you have legs, those are for walking. There's no walking in space. Why do you need your legs? Get rid of them. Maybe add some extra features. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that genetic engineering is the future of the human race anyways.
Okay, so would you, if you're gonna stay in space, you want to make yourself into like a weird jelly mold, some ghoul, some tentacles?
I'm sorry, after another 20 days of this, I'm almost certain to die of cancer in the next 6 years.
Tardigrade DNA. Cancer resistant.
Yeah. I would... I'm certain that the 3 generations on in this experiment, we're going to look vastly different. You're right. There's a lot of things you don't need in space.
All right.
Let me just tell you that, all right?
All right. Well, let's see. We got the next one. Here. How about giant orbital habitats where people live in the suburbs, but it's in space?
Are they privately owned or are they publicly owned?
I'm assuming these are space libertarians building them. So I assume everything inside is privately owned as well. And everyone will just do their own thing inside the orbital habitat, and it should be fine, maybe.
Space
what do you think?
Brought to you by Amazon.
Fine. Yeah, exactly. This brought to you by, oh Christ, Isaac Asimov. What was that series that he wrote?
Foundation?
Yes.
The talking series.
Anyway, are we gonna live in giant floating spinny shit? That thing is one mutated organism away from being hell.
There's a great book called Hull 301 or 103 or something by Greg Bear. Hull 103. And that's basically what happens. Everyone wakes up from space, sleep, and shit happened on the ship. It's not good.
Look, we're doing a dry run for this right now here on Earth, right?
That's true.
I'm looking around me, and I got people who won't wear the fucking helmets.
Yep.
Think that they can't hold the space wrench with the gloves on.
Yep.
It's not good. What makes you think you're gonna get 250,000 of these assholes into a tin can in space, and they're not just gonna like shoot holes in the fucking thing because they feel claustrophobic or whatever?
Good point.
This is very factual. Or the fact that they wouldn't be able to bring their guns or like have, I don't know, Starbucks would probably.
What the fuck kind of libertarian paradise is this?
What do you mean we can't bring gold?
Fucking helmet on.
No. I want to harvest the gold from the solar shield to use for my currency. It's my right.
That's right. That's right. So
Okay.
I got an itch up here, and I can't.
What about interstellar travel?
Sorry about that. I'm better now. I'm fine.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear you're better. What are your opinions about traveling to other stars with like nuclear ships or some other technology? Is that going to happen?
Yes, but remember what we said about not needing our legs anymore?
Ah!
Yeah.
So it won't be people look like you or me or Jasmine. Some kind of Gamera-looking weirdos. Some worms with brains.
Basically.
A Dune situation where we're all just
Probably
space worms.
just ants.
A Dune situation. Ants.
Hopefully with the psychoactive spice that'll get us there.
What about a little closer? What about a Mars? A colony on Mars where we hang out and serve our overlord, Elon, and all of his drug-addled whims.
Can Kanye be president?
Of course, whatever.
Honestly,
it's
with
Elon's
the way this
planet.
country's going, he probably will.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
Going to Mars. We're all going to Mars. We're going to Mars. It's going to be like... Actually, let me take that back. We're going to take all of the burners, and we're going to send the burners to Mars.
Ooh, they'll love that.
They wouldn't even know the difference, honestly.
Just tell them.
It'd be like Burning Man started, and Burning Man never ended.
I would be okay with this because it would ensure that there would be some kind of psychoactive substance in space.
That's true.
And they are so resilient. They'd be able to do something with like the mold that grows on the side of the ship or some shit and make us get high off of that.
You know, there's a lot of percolates in the Martian soil, but they're always talking about how harsh the alkaline soil is in the playa. The percolate should be nothing, right? Maybe they'll make a fun drug called like 4310D, and they'll take it when they rave. It'll be great.
That's right. We're going to send all the burners to Mars, and they'll last about 25 years, and then...
Horrible cancer?
Yeah, basically.
Probably.
You can't get out there.
Mesothelioma, cancer.
Yeah.
What about mining the moon for helium-3? For our fusion reactors, which are plentiful on this Earth, and which require helium-3 to operate.
How do you know that someone isn't always already on the far side of the moon, mining the moon right now?
The basis of one of my favorite bad movies, in fact.
No. The Nords are there.
Oh, the Nords are there. That's right. That was the last podcast, right?
Sure, that's
so the
where
Nords
I
are
found
there
out
now.
about it.
Not Nazis. Not reptile people.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, fallacy. We'll never mine the moon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never mine the moon. The first time we try to get something out of orbit onto the Earth, we'll basically destroy a city the size of New York. It'll be terrible.
That was actually channel art that I almost used. What about the United States colony in space? Will the U.S. make a 50-something state floating in orbit? Or on the moon, perhaps?
I hope not.
I mean, only if we need like another Republican senator.
So the answer is probably yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be funny to see a bunch of guys in suits fight over a non-livable piece of land.
A bunch of anvil-shaped suits with the Punisher logo on them. Beautiful.
Punisher logo.
Oh, you gotta have the Punisher logo with an American flag.
We can just trick them.
Absolutely. Puerto Rico can fuck off. Washington, D.C. can fuck off. Guam can fall into the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, no.
We'll have a 51st space colony.
I hate to say it, Puerto Rico can
What's
fuck
this?
off.
This is a brain in a robot, which I think we actually already said that is the future. Do you think this is the future?
What do you need the brain for?
To be a person inside of it, being bored, driven mad.
I thought we adequately demonstrated that people are expendable.
True. Well, then the answer is no.
Yeah, we don't know. That's a fallacy.
All right, we got about a minute left
Just
on our Zoom call.
Chop off about the foot. the top foot of that, and that's what the future looks like.
What about a space elevator on Earth, going up to the nearest Lagrange point?
Don't you get a little sick when you look at that?
Oh yeah, I don't like it.
I just know that whoever built it is going to cut corners, and so many people are going to die building it and using it. So no.
Yeah, that says Raytheon all over it.
Ooh,
It says Raytheon all over it, and then it'll No,
And they'll just be like, oh, if they had just held on, it would have been fine. No. Mm-mm.
All right, what about wars in space?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's.
It's determined.
I'm sorry, Dave. I wanna talk about the glorious future of humans in space, but I just can't. I can't anymore. And I know they're coming. They're gonna throw me out the airlock.
Oh no! All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Last. Wars.
Oh no! Some radiation has come into our signal. Let me restart the meeting. Whoa.
So yeah, is that a chupacabra?
Oh, this is from one of those Alistair Reynolds books. This is a short story called Diamond Dogs. One guy gets obsessed with getting into this death maze and alien left to get the treat on the inside, and he continually modifies his body to get past the traps until he looks like a weird dog man.
I'm gonna call it a chupacabra.
There we go.
Yay.
Ooh.
Technical difficulties. Transmitting to space is very difficult.
It is. Alright. Alright. I think we're getting back in touch. I think we're almost there. Okay. Lars. There we go. So, we're sorry there was a radiation storm. Got in the way. Alright. So, body modification.
Thanks,
extreme. Is that in our future?
That's like happening now.
100% yes.
Alright.
It's all. Yeah.
What about taking an asteroid, hollowing it out, and living on the inside where it's nice and warm? Maybe exploring the stars.
You read that Neil Stephenson novel, 70s?
Yes. Actually, I haven't read it.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
I hear it's good.
He straps a nuke at the backside of it. Yeah. I know,
So-
I mean, the thing is, we talk our future in space, and our... it's just people, and you know, that last slide, that last little bit with the man bear pig with the camera stuck on the front.
The diamond dog.
It's a chupacabra.
Yeah.
His name's Chewy.
Chupacabra.
This
It's
is
gonna
the
be
future
there.
of man in space and woman in space. Humans.
That's correct.
I feel so
That's
included.
correct.
Oh my god.
Just like that. That's what we'll be living inside of that asteroid. Is this motherfucker right?
Not too shabby, honestly. I can dig it. Alright.
Hey.
So, I'm glad that everyone in chat is excited for our future in space. For all these beautiful bodies we can get ourselves. For all these wonderful things we can do and not do. All these great diseases that we have yet to get or invent. And then get. Let me see, make sure
Shut up about that, alright?
Oh yeah, and we're back to... Oh yeah, let's just leave it on this.
Oh, I like that
And-
animation a lot.
With that, thank you so much for joining us, Lars. Especially considering I know how expensive the data charges are from where you're at. Do you have anything
Very
you'd like to
expensive.
plug or shout out?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. We just
We glitched.
So yeah, anything to plug? Uh-oh.
No. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's a weird time up here.
Journeying the
I love
stars.
the Baltimore Rock Opera Society, who
Ooh.
made me,
Mm-hmm.
made me what I am, made me the being that I am. Yeah, thanks.
That looks amazing.
Big shout out, big shout out.
Awesome.
Shout out. I've definitely been in a Russian spacesuit before, and let me tell you, no
Dude.
thanks.
Too much of a borscht smell. Borscht and vodka. Because people definitely have gotten trashed in space.
Are you sure?
Yeah. On Mir.
You ever and then get it? You ever soil your diaper and then pinch it between your
Like a fine soil.
Oh,
this is for growing some potatoes.
I respect that.
You're making robot noises.
It's the only way I'd consider going if I was assured. I mean, I just assume there's anything in space.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up for this evening. Lars, thank you again. Thank you to the Baltimore Rock Opera Society, or Bros. You can find them at baltimorerockopera.org. And Lars, stay healthy, stay safe up there. May you land safely in anywhere but the U.S.
Kazakhstan. Have you tried it?
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Lots of good yak milk drinks. You can get drunk up there. It's not bad.
I believe that, yeah.
Bye!
Does that have lactose?
Bye, Lars!